In this video, you will learn how to use Transact SQL aggregate functions such as count, sum, mean, max, and more. I will explain the role of these functions play during SQL scripting and how they help in summarizing and analyzing data efficiently. You will also learn how to group and sort your result using group by and order by clause. Whether you are just starting with SQL or looking to sharpen your skills, this video will give you the solid understanding of these essential concepts. Now go on and open your Management Studio and do the following scripting with me. Let's start with a very basic one called count. With count function, you will be able to count how many rows do you have in your table. For example, let's choose this table and write following. Select count star from this table. Click on execute and you will have this kind of output. This is how many rows you have in this person.address table. Another way to check your rows, how many rows do you have in this table, is this way. Click on properties. Go to storage. And from here you will have this row count number. As you can see, these two numbers are the same. So next functions that I want to discuss is, for example, min and max. Let's choose this table, sales order details table. Let's select from it. And you have this kind of output. So what if you want like maximum value of unit price and minimum value of your unit price? That is very easy to select. Just write min from my table. And I want column unit price. Call it something, for example, as mean price. And I will also select maximum value of my unit price. Call it something like as max price. And also you can like have average of your column. For example, I want to count average of my unit price and call this something like this, average price. Let's select it, and this will be your minimum price, this will be your maximum price, and this will be your average price. Another function that I want to discuss in this video is called distinct. So for example, let's use this table, and in this table we have column called territory ID. And from here you can see that we have like duplicated values, but I want to see the distinct numbers only. So I do not want to see this duplicated, I want to see actual data, what is written here without duplication. This is very easy. Again, write select distinct my territory ID. Let's just write from statement, and here just write territory ID. You can see that I have like many rows. Call this something, for example, as, again, let's use this name, actual name, and let's select it. Actually we have like 10 distinct values as for territory IDs. Using this distinct is very easy and very useful sometimes. Next thing that I want to discuss in this video is how to group the data. Again, let's use this table. And for example, let's use this territory ID once again. And let's use my subtotal column also. For example, I want to group my territory ID. For example, I want to group them by 5. And for 5 numbers, when my territory ID will be 5, I want to sum my subtotal. So how to do it? Again, let's select my territory ID from this table. And I want sum of my subtotal. And I want this data to be grouped by my territory ID. As you can see in distinct select statement, we have like 10 territory IDs. Here also, when we group our data, we'll have like 10 rows, but for each row I will have this subtotal as, let's call this actual name. And for example, for territory ID 9, my subtotal is this number. But my data is not like ordered by anyways. As you can see, it is like very mixed, like 9, 3, and 6. You can use order by territory ID. And if you select it once again, you will see that your data will be ordered by ascending order starting from 1 and ending with 10. By default, when you are writing order by, it is ascending order, and if you want your data to be ordered by descending order, you just need to write this one. Let's once again select, and it will start from 10 with maximum value, and it will end with minimum value. As for I'm ordering my data by descending order. Until now, we were using our aggregated functions like max, average, mean, when we are selecting only from one table. Also, you can use these aggregated functions when you are joining multiple tables. Let's do the following example. Let's use this sales customers table, and let's use a sales order header table. From both tables, we can use, here we have customer ID, and also in our order header table should have customer ID. Let's select from my customers table, and from my customers, let's call it an alias of C. From table C, I want to have, let's say, customer ID, and also I want from C table to have account number, for example, this account number call. Also, I want to join this table. Let's write left join just for an example on my sales order header table. On which columns? Let's call this table also an alias, for example, as S. We are S dot customer ID should equal to C dot customer ID. If you do not know how to use joins, I have a separate video about this, and you can watch it. I will leave the link for that video in the description. But for now, let's continue. We joined these two tables, but for now we have columns from this table. Let's now count, for example, sales order IDs, how many orders do we have for each customer. And also for each customer, I want to have, for example, let's say total due. For example, let's sum up total due. And group our data by C.customer ID and C.account number. When you are using group by and you do not have column in aggregate function, you need to use these columns in your group by. So I am not using any aggregate functions with these columns, so I need to include both of them in my group by. If I will not include, I will have this kind of error. So let's group our data by this, and we'll have this kind of output. Let's give our columns some names. For example, here you can write as sales order ID, and once again here, instead of having no column name, write as total due. From this output, you can see again our data is not ordered. Let's order our data. Order by, let's say, again, customer ID. And this will be your output. So what this output tells me? It tells me that customer ID this has this account number. This customer has made 2 orders and their total due is this 45, let's say, US dollars, right? So basically customer ID, account number, how many orders do I have according to my customer ID, because I'm using this customer ID in my group by, and also this account number, and also I'm summing up their total due. Basically here we used everything that we've learned previously. How to use count, sum, how to use group by, and how to use order by. Obviously you can add here as many tables as you wish. It's up to you. This is it that I wanted to discuss in this video. Using these aggregated functions is very useful. If you find this video useful, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.